Hey, you guys. I am cooking, well, we call it naan bread, but it's more like flat bread. I am going to be cooking that tonight, so I thought, what a perfect opportunity to show you what mom would do to cook this. So I'm going to start with the recipe, and I have it all written up right here, so let me take you through that. So we're just going to call it flat bread, but actually this is the recipe that we use to make what we call naan bread. We use these when we're eating tacos, soft tacos. You can make these tortilla shells or just like any kind of multi-recipe enhancer, actually. This goes good with so many meals. We use this flat bread for hamburgers. Instead of buying buns, we make this bread. Tonight I'm making it because I'm going to be dipping it into a Moroccan stew that I made. Maybe one day I'll teach you guys that recipe. It's an incredible spice blend. But for now, what you really need to do is you're going to need 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt. What you're going to do is you're going to put that in the bowl, those 3. You're going to mix it all around. You're going to make a well in the center, and then inside the well, and I'm going to show you how to do this, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil and a 3/4 cup of water. And then we are going to mix that together, and I'm going to show you what it all looks like so that you are totally successful in this recipe. Now, just one other thing to mention, that when you're cooking it, you can either cook it in oil on a flat grill, or you can cook it just on a dry flat grill, and it will give you a little bit of a different texture. If you cook it in the oil, when you flip it over to the one side, you can sprinkle things like sometimes if we're making naan bread, we like to sprinkle salt, a salt and garlic salt mixture, and you can just find your own flavor that you're going to like for you. Sometimes I add curry to this part of it. That makes for a lovely naan bread if you're having something like butter chicken or vegetable biryani. The other thing that you can do is you can add herbs to this. So rosemary and oregano and basil, especially if you want to turn this into a bruschetta, which might actually be lovely. So hang tight. Let's go make some naan bread or flat bread. Okay, you guys, so here we are at the counter, and here's the bowl. And in this bowl, I have 2 cups of flour in it. And very simply, this is the measuring spoon that I'm using is a half a teaspoon, so I'm going to put 2 of these in. 1, 2, so that's 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And I chose my half teaspoon because my next ingredient is half a teaspoon of salt. Actually, you know what? I just remembered. I'm doubling the recipe because you should see the stew that we're having tonight. It's pretty epic. So we're gonna need a little bit of extra. So once I have all that in my bowl, all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take one of the big soup spoons. I'm gonna mix that around because I want the baking powder to be mixed right in and the salt to be mixed right in, so that when I add my water and my oil, I know those parts are already going to mix in. You're going to think that when you add the liquids, it's going to be really, really dry, but actually you're going to be able to knead this into a beautiful moist ball. So don't worry about it. I'm going to just show you exactly. So I've mixed around pretty good. Then I'm going to make a well in the center. So the well is going to kind of look like we made it into a little nest. I don't know how well you can see that. Kind of tips over when I show you. But basically, you want to make it so that you can see the bottom of your bowl. And from there, you're going to put in 2 tablespoons of oil. Or in this case, since I'm doubling it, I'm going to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's great, and 3/4 cup of water, 1 more, 2, looks pretty easy. Let me see if I can show it to you. Some water in there. And now we're going to just take the spoon that we used before, and we're going to mix that around. And you're going to see it's going to look not pretty at all. Not pretty at all. It's going to look like it's flaky and crumbly. It's going to look like there's no way we're making this into a ball. We're totally making it into a ball, though. Like the only utensil that we need really is the spoon in our hands. So once we're done mixing all this and I put this away, I'm going to go wash my hands. And I'm going to show you guys how to knead this. That's what it's called when you mix dough. Kneading. Knead. You can look it up. So this is about as much as it's going to mix with the spoon. Put this stuff around the sides. I'm going to show you right now how sort of rowdy this looks. It's kind of we got ourselves a little rowdy mixture. See, it's all crumbly. It's not put together very well. I just dropped some on my computer. Super fun. Super fun. Okay, we'll be right back. I'm going to show you how this goes all together. Okay, you guys. So all done washing hands. And now we're going to turn this crumbly, flaky stuff into a beautiful ball of dough. So all that we do, and this is really important that we washed our hands, is we're just going to mix it together like this. You want to squeeze it together. This is going to like get out all those good feelings when you're a little kid and you were playing in the sand. You can see already how this is starting to form together. So you can take it, fold it over, punch it down with your fist. There's no right way to knead K-N-E-A whatever D, right? You know, there's no, you can punch it like this. You can fold it over and punch it. I like to just do this with one hand. I usually go turn on something on the TV and do this, but that's basically what we do. So we're just gonna get all dirty. Should have worn an apron. We're gonna spend some time just mixing it with one hand clean, one hand dirty, and that's going to take us a few minutes. So I'll see you back here in a couple minutes and I'll show you what the ball of dough should look like when you're all done. Okay, you guys, so after a bit of time doing that punching down, this is basically what we come up with. Looks like there's nothing left in our bowl. We haven't added any water, we haven't added any flour, we haven't added anything except for some good manual, just rolling and punching and rolling and punching. That's all we did. We just went and we sat around. We did this for a little bit, and this is what we came up with. This beautiful ball of dough that's going to make into something delicious. So we're going to cut this up into pieces, and then we're going to roll it out. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. See you soon. Okay, you guys. So little trick of the trade. I like to do this on a cutting board. I know the cutting board is clean. I don't have to fuss with the counter. So we got this beautiful ball of dough. We're gonna just kind of roll it into a shape that we can cut into equal pieces. It doesn't have to be perfect there. Mine's just gonna look like this for today. All right. And then I'm gonna cut that in half. Okay. Once I have that cut almost in half, perfect. Then I'm gonna take one half of that, and I'm just going to cut it down again. That's all I'm going to do. So you can take it, you can knead it around into the shape that you want. I like these little cylindrical shapes. So we're going to go like that. Then we're going to cut that into half again. Boop. Going to cut those into half. Again. And then one more time. So the bigger the pieces, the bigger your flatbread is going to be if you want nice big pieces. Oh, you know what else we do with this? This is what we use for pizza dough. We do this right on our flat grill. We just make the flat bread, the dough, and then we open it up into big circles, put it on the grill, add our ingredients, or put it on the grill, cook one side, flip it over, add your ingredients, and there you go. You got yourself some pizza. Super easy, homemade, less expensive than ordering takeout. A little bit more work, but time is money, friends. So I'm just going to cut these pieces up. And right here, so we got each of those into half. So basically we have 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. So we have 8. These are going to be individual pieces of the naan bread. So I'm going to start rolling those out. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just 1 second. Need to get the rolling pin. Okay, so we got a couple of our little pieces of dough. Just going to sprinkle some flour on the surface. I've kind of like pulled it out to how I want it. I don't want these ones very big because I want these ones to be lovely little stew scoops. So I'm just going to make it about, give it a little roll. Probably like that for what we're making today. Throw it on the plate, go to the next one. We're just squishing it out into a circle. Throw it on our cutting board, give it a little roll, flip it over. That one's probably pretty good. We're just going to add some flour to there because we don't want these things to stick together. And then we're going to go on to the next one. One of the things that I love about this recipe is that it's vegan. There's no animal products of any kind in it. And so I really like that. There's no milk, there's no eggs. And it's so versatile. I love using these for tacos. The thinner you roll them out, you know, the crispier you're going to be able to make them. If they're a little bit thicker, then they're going to be softer in the middle, which is lovely. It's like actually just lovely. Beautiful little things. These are so good. We eat these all the time. In fact, you might have seen them on our other YouTube channel, the World Championship Slow Eaters Competition. We have had these with some of those meals. Beautiful little guy. All right, I'm going to do this one. Then I'm going to show you guys how to cook these. We're just going to use a flat grill, and we're going to use oil to cook these in tonight. Sometimes we don't. I might make a couple without. They're kind of tasty with the oil and the salt and the garlic, which is how the family loves them. So I might rock some of those out. I'll show you guys how that's going to look in just a second. Okay, you guys, so we got the grill. We have it preheated. It's turned on pretty hot. We're gonna put the oil on the grill. Oh, I should have got a flipper because that's going everywhere. Basically, if your oil is too cold when you put your naan bread on, your naan bread is just going to absorb, or your flatbread is just going to absorb the oil. And what you really want it to do is you want it to cook your food. So you need to make sure that your oil is hot in order to do that. So then we have all our little naan breads in here. And all we're going to do is we're going to just put them on our grill, just like that. Let's move that out of the way so you guys can see. They kind of look like pancakes, but they are not pancakes. I'll show you guys how to make pancakes. I'll show you guys how to make Grandpa's pancakes in another video. We just want these thick little beauties. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to let those go like that for a few minutes. We're going to see them rise. They're going to be lovely. We're going to flip them over. And then what we have is I have this little container, and in this we've mixed salt and garlic salt. So we're not going to put them on yet. We only sprinkle this on one side. Otherwise, you're like, whoa, garlic and salt. That's too much. And you can see how these bubbles are forming. We love bubbles. When you get these bubbles that means that the inside of these little breads are cooking, and they're going to be so tasty. And so that's good. We want the inside to cook. So we just need to let that go for a few more minutes, and I will call you guys back here as soon as we're ready to flip them. See you in a minute. Okay, so you guys, it is time to flip it. Look at how big this bubble is. Isn't that cool? So let's just start flipping these over. You can see how beautiful and brown these are. Once we get these all flipped over, we're going to put the salt on them. Over, and then immediately you're going to grab up your salt and just a little sprinkling of salt, okay? And garlic, well, salt and garlic salt is what's in this one. If you wait too long to put the salt or garlic salt mixture on it, then it doesn't stick to your bread, and that's not so awesome. Okay, so we're going to let those go for just a couple minutes, and I'll get back to you guys when we pull those off. It'll just be a couple seconds. See you in a minute. Okay, you guys, these look good. They smell good. Let's pull them off. Lovely. Oh, yeah. That's all there is to it, you guys. We have just cooked naan bread, flatbread, soft tacos, pizza, dough. So delicious. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you love this recipe as much as our family. We are going to eat it tonight with Moroccan stew. Can't wait to show you that recipe. Love you. Have a great day. Bye.